To Shinping Technology. To kick off this video, let us hand out an award. Congrats to Insta360 Lunar Ultra and DJI Pocket 4P for snaking the 2026 award for shortest product tease period. For titles like the one that teases consumers the least, needs no time flash sales to snack, and has the most ample white stock supply. Just kidding, these two handheld gimbal cameras are arguably the hottest products around lately. We showed out a 3,999 yuan and 3,799 yuan to snag the first batch of retail units. Yep, we snatched them up, didn't just fire them, we almost missed out. So for two products this hot, how on earth do you pick? Which one is the best fit for you? This video brings you a comparison review of the Insta360 Lunar Ultra and DJI Pocket 4P retail units. First impressions. The Pocket 4P is basically a reheaded version of the Pocket 4. Its weight is 230 grams, an increase of 40 grams mostly centered around the camera module. The top-heavy feel is quite noticeable. The magnetic ring light that was once exclusive to the Pocket 4 Creator Edition is now standard on the 4P, and the joystick's controls and feel are quite nice. The issue of the vertical screen blocking buttons persists post the shutdown. The lens cluster swings sideways, not only widening the whole unit, but the lens cannot retract inward either. And that magnetic gimbal clamp on the Pocket 4, which I found rather flimsy, has been scrapped entirely on the 4P, so that means day to day you can only stash it in the included soft pouch, which raises huge doubts about its protection. Friendly reminder for those folks who often do drop tests on their gadgets. For this gimbal plus the camera module, the official repair price is 1398 yuan. So, if you fear dropping and breaking it, you either have to bite the bullet and buy Care Refresh or get a third-party case. So, I got to ask the DJI, since it is 3,799 RMB, what is wrong with tossing in a full coverage protective case? Or is Care Refresh not selling, so they need users to chip in? Now on to the Lunar Ultra. This is Insta360's first handheld gimbal camera. When powered off, the lens stores vertically, which doesn't add to its weight, and it weighs 3 grams more than DJI's, yet doesn't feel top heavy. The overall layout is quite like DJI's, but adding that zoom lever, what a brilliant touch. With DJI, you have to tap the screen each time to switch, which is such a hassle. Two custom buttons sit on the screen's bezel, which nicely solves the issue of buttons getting in the way. But to be honest, the button feel is not that great. Plus, in portrait mode, this small button section sticks out from the body. Might as well just widen the body itself to boost grip and add some battery capacity. The biggest difference is this screen you can snap on and off as needed. No phone hookup for remote control, which perks up solo creators. Plus, the extended base has a foldable mini tripod. While its build quality is not great, it is better than nothing. Adding a silicone rim to boost friction would be even better. The included protective case shields both the gimbal and screen and has mounting points for magnetic filters. Yet DJI, they nailed it on the Pocket 3 feature on their new model. Insta360 Lunar Ultra offers better practical design, but its detachable screen hurts its seamless feel. As for build quality though, DJI standard is still a tad higher. Now let's dive into the most crucial part, the imaging. First up, the most used wide-angle lens. Both the Pocket 4P and Lunar Ultra sport a 20mm equivalent 1-inch sensor, but Insta360's f1.8 aperture is wider. Insta360 packs a Sony IMX068, but the Pocket 4P CMOS is not the same one as in the Pocket 4, but rather a brand new 1-inch sensor boasting 17 stops of dynamic range and low peak. While no specific model has been disclosed, given these two traits, it is hard not to think of the OV50X found in the Xiaomi 17 Ultra. The proof is in the pudding, let us put it to the test. For our hands-on comparison, we are also tossing in a device you just cannot skip when it comes to video, the iPhone 17 Pro. Let's see which is mightier, a flagship handheld gimbal camera or the phone with the best video recording. All video specs here are 4K 60 FPS. From tons of real-world footage, we found that in most daytime scenes, image quality is, in fact, where they differ the least. Even when you nitpick, no major gaps emerge. But hitting a defenseless iPhone against the gimbal skills of these two hardware powerhouses, that feels a bit like bullying the iPhone. And it is not just stabilization, their white balance totally crushes the iPhone too. The iPhone is so prone to color cast in complex scenes, maybe add a primary color lens in the next gen. Meanwhile, both gimbal cameras nail the ambient color temperature in most scenes. Not only that, upon close comparison, we found that DJI stays rock solid in most scenes. The Insta360 Lunar Ultra sometimes use cooler tone footage, while the iPhone often links gray. The Hong Kong Customs House set makes this even clearer. The iPhone overcorrecting turned the sky cold tone, while DJI's knack for rendering warm yellow lights was a cut above. If I singled this setup and asked you to guess which one got it, right? Well, you'd all strike out. The Pocket 4P shows a green tint here, yet again having stumbled on this with the prior Pocket 4, so like father, like son, I guess. Besides white balance, another edge DJI has is the payoff from its high dynamic range sensor. For instance, the clarity of the sky and shadows here shows a sizable lead, though the iPhone does well too, but that ghosting is just so wild, this huge need pet. just the sails right across the frame, while the Luna Ultra seems to struggle a bit. And here, the Pocket 4P handles highlight areas quite aggressively, even holding its own against the iPhone's longer focal length. Many light signs in Insta360 shot are a bit blown out, and the sky has tons of noise. Of course, Insta360's anti-flicker feature is the real deal here. Neither the Pocket 4P nor the iPhone could match the lighting frequency. In our last Pocket 4 review, we brought up this issue, yet surprisingly, the 4P shows zero improvements here. Meanwhile, Insta360 fares well in most scenes. When it detects underexposure, it auto-enables a low light boost, with image quality on par with DJI's, but the shadow areas are still a tad weaker. Still, without a doubt, both outshine the iPhone. Insta360's noise-reduced footage is quite clean, though its white balance and shadow performance still fall a bit short versus DJI. The iPhone got utterly crushed. Not only did the white balance drift, but the highlight areas were blown out too. Then down by the dimmer riverside, the iPhone bore the brunt of it. Look at that yellow-green tint on its white balance. So, see for yourselves, Insta360's image purity still shines, while other aspects do not lag far behind DJI. But as the lens panned down, the Luna Ultra's footage showed some odd jitter. So with that, let us jump straight to an extreme low-light scene. Without switching to night mode, the iPhone, which auto-switches to a low frame rate, is the brightest, but details are pretty much just a blurry mess. DJI is underexposed, but quite clean. Insta360's underexposure is even more severe. Now, once switched to low-light mode, DJI can only record at 4K/30 FPS, but its results are heads and shoulders above the rest. Image quality and exposure utterly crush the iPhone. Insta360 supports 4K/60 FPS, but the actual results do not differ much from its normal mode, so for low-light shooting, just stick with 30 FPS. So, to sum up the wide-angle lens, both gimbal cameras best the iPhone in terms of stabilization and white balance. DJI boasts higher dynamic range and more precise white balance than Insta360. In low-light settings, thanks to its auto night boost feature, the straight-out-of-camera footage's clarity is quite impressive. But I bet the medium telephoto lens is what you all care about more. While both sport a 3x60mm equivalent mid-telephoto lens, the Pocket 4P pads are 1/1.28-inch sensor. Pocket 4P has a f1.8 aperture, while the Luna Ultra uses a 1/1.3-inch OV50 cube with f2.0. Its minimum focus distance is 15 centimeters, on par with mainstream ultra flagships. Plus, this very sensor is the main cam on the Honor Magic 8 Pro. DJI crops more, yielding a smaller field of view. Since focal length rises, both DJI and Insta360 show more jitter when moving than with wide angle, though still far better than a phone. Compared to DJI, the footage shot by Insta360's 3x lens has rather muted colors. While the IQ gap is not huge, the look is not that great. Since the iPhone has a longer focal length plus a farther minimum focus distance, it struggles to lock focus in small scene. So between DJI's vivid colors and Insta360's brighter picture, which look do you folks prefer? With its 3x lens-facing highlights, DJI isn't as strong as it is with its wide angle. With its highlight control, it's just so-so. Its image quality best Insta360's, but it holds no edge versus the iPhone's longer focal length. And in dim night scenes, Insta360's night boost kicks in again for a clean image, while DJI shows more noise. Just how bad is the iPhone's color shift? You'd think we'd use the wrong footage. Switching to the cropped 6x zoom, the Luna Ultra's image is sharper, and the young lady's skin tone looks fairer. iPhone performs well too. DJI has better color but weaker image quality and still has its old flickering problem. We also gave vertical shooting a quick try outcome. It's much the same. By the way, with a normal grip, neither unit supports native vertical shooting. For better picture quality, you have to turn the body sideways. But Insta360 crafted a vertical UI for a better experience. Both support 12x digital zoom, but in test, neither can beat the iPhone 17 Pro. On telephoto, beyond the quality drop, Insta360 even had purple fringing. And switching things use the same result. So, if you're buying them to film concerts or celebs, I'd urge you to consider other gear instead. The Imaging Ultra with its large sensor telephoto is so much better than both of them, plus you can add a teleconverter, which just totally crushes it. For microshots, it is no contest, since their sensors are near same size. The Insta360 Luna Ultra, with its closer focus distance, wins hands down. So, to sum up, the mid-range lens, DJI's sweet colors are more pleasing and pop more, while Insta360's lean towards blend. DJI, its native quality is slightly better, but its crop quality drops sharply. Insta360 is the reverse. Yet, at high zoom crops, neither best the iPhone's longer native focal length. As for telephoto micro shots, the Luna Ultra hits the average mark for its sensor size, while DJI is just too so. As for the iPhone, well, I think one sentence sums it up. Oh, sorry, what is telephoto macro? Stabilization. We tried it out too, and though both sport a 3-axis gimbal setup, when jogging handheld through Shop Jolt, the Insta360 showed a tad more subtle jitter, so DJI came out stabler. So, for this part, the iPhone just totally crushes it. Now, for ghosting and flare control, well, if you ask me, no one is toppling the iPhone's dominance in that area just yet. Now both DJI and Insta360's flare control is quite good, but the Pocket 4P's highlight suppression is still better. Pocket 4P wide angle handles 4K 240 FPS slow ammo Insta360, just 4K 120. We shot some sample clips for you all to check out. Image quality is neck and neck though, DJI crops in a bit more. DJI's 3x medium range offers up to 4K 200 FPS, Insta300 at 64K 120 FPS, with DJI also having faster default zoom speed. When switching to the 3x lens, the view jumps up and down quite noticeably. Insta360 and 60's animation is more linear, but with the current version, when switching lenses, it tends to jump back and forth. While their main gig is shooting video, we also compared their two cameras for stills. In HD mode, both can output 37 megapixel photos. Insta360 offers the more common 43 ratio, while DJI supports only 1:1. In 16:9 ratio, it maxes out at 33 megapixels. The Luna also can snap 200 megapixels, wide format shots with its mid-range length. In HD mode's first shot, DJI can snap 5 shots in a row, whereas Insta360 after 3 shots runs into a shutter lag issue. Of course, their best photo-taking experience has to be the panorama mode. Tweeting with a phone risks misalignment from handshake, but with these two, no worries, just let the gimbal handle it. Insta360 also supports 360-degree panoramic photos, whereas DJI still only supports 180-degree or 3x3 ones, which really should not be the case. After all, DJI has its own 360-degree panoramic camera now, so tech-wise, there is no issue, so why not do it? Next up, let us chat about how their software differs. First off, Insta360 system feels more responsive and smoother than DJI's. Besides the usual photo and video modes, when you switch to other modes, the backdrop shows demo videos that cater to newbies, delivering more emotional value. By contrast, DJI feels a bit plain. Next up, in the mode switching menu, Insta360 has a free-flowing menu where you can swipe in any direction to find your target option. DJI has a set order, so if you swipe wrong, you have to go back. But with Insta360's current version, a brief black screen pops up when you switch modes. Hopefully, a firmware update can fix that. So, what about tracking? Insta360's object tracking beats. DJI's tap the joystick to enable it, and it will auto-detect the person or item you wish to track. If it misidentifies something, just tap the follow menu on the left to manually select your subject. The recording rate is quite high. You can also use the 9 on-screen zones to keep your tracked subjects framing steady. DJI, however, excels at human tracking, offering single and multi-person modes, plus subject registration for a great experience. Insta360 can also pull off those Inception-style spinning shots and lets you set up both vertical and horizontal grips. Spin speed and direction are customizable too, but the rotation range is fixed and you only see the effect once you start recording. DJI's lens only faces upwards, and when shooting horizontal spinning shots, it does not support a vertical grip, but does offer 90-degree and 180-degree modes. Types the joystick to preview, boosting efficiency. As for filter effects, Insta360 both 9 types in total Leica, and film filters are available in high, medium and low settings, usable in both photo and video modes. As for DJI, it has 6 film tones and 4 effects setting, but those are limited to video mode, completely unavailable for photos, which makes it far less fun to play with. Also, some experience issues include Insta360 letting you swipe the screen center to quickly change modes. So, when you try to tweak settings, you might easily pull up the mode switch menu, which kinda mars the experience. Next up are the 2 custom buttons. Since the system offers no function for long presses, why not let a long press swiftly bring up the button settings menu, forcing you to tweak it in settings. Plus, after sitting idle for a spell, the system drops into deep sleep, and booting up takes much longer than usual. The Insta360 and Leica logos linger for a few seconds, just like a reboot. So when a user needs to snap a pic, running into this wouldn't that just suck? Also, here's one more issue that's been fixed, but still bears mentioning. Right after launch, we saw the Insta360 Luna Ultra's 3x telephoto lens had clear barrel distortion when shooting macro. We scoured the web, but barely anyone mentioned this issue. We checked out a few reviews, and zip, no one brought it up, which made us think we would score a lemon unit. Part of our issues, since even after 3 updates, the problem persisted. So we posted on Weibo, and hey, right after that, Insta360 reached out to us. In the end, one more firmware update later, and the distortion issue was sorted out. Now for DJI's issues, it supports higher specs than Insta360, yet in its regular video mode, it can only shoot up to 4K 60 FPS. Higher frame rate options are all tucked away in slow-mo. So for slow-mo, since you can keep the audio, why cannot a regular video mode offer high frame rate specs? Knocks up this zoom button up. Let's have DJ take a guess question. Single click swaps to 3x, double click swaps to 6x. So what does a triple click do? Answer. It switches to 6 times, then snaps back, skipping right past the 2 times option. There is a quick toggle option for 3 times on screen, so the zoom button could quickly add a 2 times focal length. Lastly, there is the joystick issue in portrait mode. Since the zoom button gets blocked, you have to use the joystick to zoom. But the joystick also controls the gimbal, so you face the hassle of switching back and forth. If in portrait mode it could show 2 times and 6 times focal lengths just like a phone, that problem would be sorted right out. For those who bought one, please share any grabs you have in the comments. Lastly, let us look at charging and battery life. The DJI Osmo Pocket 4-piece battery capacity is 1445 mAh, same as the Pocket 4, while the Insta360 Luna Ultras is 1550 mAh. Though the screen pack packs 210 mAh, that does not power the main camera body. We tested them at room temperature using memory cards that the same specifications. The Pocket 4P lasted 1 hour 59 minutes before it shut down, about 15 minutes less than the Pocket 4. We also found that even with record without sleep and night settings, the brightness still drops after 20 minutes of inactivity. The whole session used up 83.9 GB of memory. Even if you forget your card, its built-in 103 GB of memory is enough for 4K 60 FPS video specs from full charge to shutdown. The Luna Ultra stopped recording at 2 hours and 3 minutes, not much longer than the DJI. Due to system limits, it can't keep recording once its battery dips below 3%. Personally, I think as long as you can save your footage right before it shuts down, recording right up until that point is fine. So, in extreme cases, every extra minute you can shoot counts. The whole process ate up 59.2 GB of memory, yet its built-in storage is just 47 GB. This means if you shoot with this camera sensor card, it will run out of memory before it even shuts down. So, compared to DJI Insta360's memory, it's indeed a bit small. We also tested the read and write speeds of both building storages, both clocked in at around several hundred megabytes per second, which is indeed much faster than memory cards. So, when you shoot, we suggest prioritizing the in-camera storage that way. Copying your footage over is much faster. Now, for body heat during continuous recording, the good news is neither one shut down from overheating. Now, DJI's max recording temp hit 56 degrees Celsius, with the heat zone concentrated on the upper half of its body. And Insta360's peak temp hit around 54 degrees Celsius, 2 degrees lower, but not by much. But since its heat zone is lower down when holding it, you feel the Insta360 heats up faster. We also tested their power-up speeds again at a steady 25 degrees Celsius using the same high-power USB PD charger. The Pocket 4P hit 100% on its UI in 29 minutes and fully charged in 37 minutes, peaking at 37 watts. The body's peak charging temperature hit 54 degrees Celsius with 15.4 watt-hour charge in total. Insta360 peaks at 42 watts, max temp 51 degrees Celsius, but UI showed 100% in 42 minutes. A full charge took 59 minutes, 20 minutes slower than DJI. So, the main reason for that long charge time is that the small battery in the detachable screen needs charging. 2 totaling 15.7 watt-hours charged. Okay, time for a big wrap-up. The DJI Osmo Pocket 4P boosts stronger pro traits such as its wide-angle lens, higher dynamic range, and more accurate white balance. Larger in-body high-speed storage, plus 43200 at 40 FPS, a unique selling point that no one else has. Pair it with a magnetic ring light, and it is a solid ring-like essential props. You can hook it up via cable to act as a PC webcam for live streaming. The Luna Ultra, as Insta360's first handheld gimbal camera, is quite polished. Its innovative split-screen design leaves DJI scrambling with just its gimbal's remote to cope. Plus a more sensible button layout and economic design that fix many of DJI's pain points, such as the zoom lever and better protection, plus perks in software experience and features. Glass smoother performance, more logical menu support for the common 4:3 ratio, and a 200 million pixel wide frame mode. And commendably, it hasn't forgotten its roots via its gimbal structure. You can snap 360-degree panoramic shots. So, back to that classic question, do you truly need such a pricey gimbal camera? With flagship phones boasting ever stronger camera prowess these days, both DJI and Insta360's biggest edge lies in their stabilization and white balance. So do not expect them to turn out mirrorless camera-grade image quality. They use sensors much like those inflection phones, so how big of an edge can that really be? For those who can turn out quality content and earn income with them, stable footage plus a portable body makes for a prime money-making tool. But for most regular folks, even portable is still a hassle at its core. Not to mention the awkward spot. You're in filming feels great, but editing the hellhole and herring cost far more than with a phone. Behind the Pocket series' tens of millions in sales lies the boost from its beauty and social aspects. Breathtaking vistas paired with upbeat BGM turn the on-screen watermark into a trendy, stylish icon. Put all that together and you get this feeling of, wow, this little thing shoots such nice video. But I think that gets things backward. To put it bluntly, a scenic view that is already gorgeous will look great whether you shoot it with a phone or a camera. And if what you shoot holds no meaning, then even the best gear is pointless. In short, the key factors are your creative passion and habits. If you stick to documenting things long-term, stay highly motivated, and find the price reasonable, then by all means go for it. Whether it is the more pro-focused DJI or the more playful Insta360, both make for fine choices. But if you spend most of your time hustling through life and your content creation habit is hit or miss, in that case, you are buying it for the ideal you. a new device won't create a recording habit if you're just forcing one. Once the novelty wears off, it is highly likely to gather dust. For such non-essential needs, perhaps a phone suits you better. After all, you use it far more often than a camera. Plus, for both the DJI Osmo Pocket 4P and the Insta360 Luna Ultra, their prices hardly scream good value. Plus, even snagging one in stock right now isn't exactly easy. This year could be dubbed the dawn of handheld gimbal cameras. Besides pro players like Insta360 and DJI, phone makers are jumping in to get a slice of the pie too. When those leaks first popped up, I was not too keen, truth be told. But with the Insta360 Luna Ultra and DJI Osmo Pocket 4P, plus all the delays and items selling out in seconds, I am now eager to see what phone makers will bring to the table. I'm not sure how strong the products are, but market competition is surely a good thing for consumers. Xingping Technology, latest tech, latest reviews. I am Jongyu. See you in the next video. Bye.